See so many here tonight at this new venue, but as always, we've got a lot to get through. So tonight is about having fun and rewarding the drivers for their efforts, so we don't want to make it a sombre occasion. However, this year, we lost a member of the Stoxkarts family when Graham Dunn sadly passed away. And more recently, the tragic accident that took the life of our main title sponsor, Colin North at Tongue Tools. As I said, we're not going to make it a sombre occasion, but out of respect and in memory of these two, I would like you all to raise your glasses to Graham and Colin. Graham and Colin. Thank you. So, Stoxkarts is a family and everyone contributes in their own way. I'd like to say a massive thank you to those that help at the track. Mick, Amy, Joe, Toppy, Heathy, Jason and Claire, Norm, Russell Andrews, Julie and Peter Fenton, Billy, Smith and Lee Johnson, as well as Charlotte, Christina, Tina and Dennis. As most of you know, Tina and Dennis, as usual, got the dates wrong and they're now in sunny Spain having the time of their life because they thought the do was last week. So, you know, but all your help is greatly appreciated and we couldn't do it without you. So we shall move on. I was thrilled when tonight's guest of honour agreed to attend. Well, more like his arm twisted up his back. He's not someone who craves the limelight, but because of his ability behind the wheel, it's something he's had to deal with. From watching him as a kid battle with Frankie Wayman Jr. in the minis, taking on and beating the likes of Batten, Sword and Moody in the F2s, and winning everything there was in the F2s many times over. He then took a step into the F1s, and then he set about winning titles in the F1s too. The first car that he actually won a title in the F1s he bought from R. Paul, believe it or not, which was a Wayman car, and he won the European. But once again, he just proved how good he is by winning so many titles in the F1s. The world, the points, it's just endless. But his passion for oval racing has never died. And I believe rumour has it that he could even make a comeback on the cards this year in the Formula 2s. I didn't race that much with Rob, to be honest, in the F1s, so we did have a little bit of a do at Swaffham in the early days, and then we had a bit of a destructive coming together at Arena Essex in the wet when Rob was driving his first car that he just couldn't get to grips with, to be honest. But he's not only a committed racer, he's proving to be equally committed to promoting. The transformation at Skegness Stadium by him and Asher just shows he's not afraid to put his money where his mouth is. Legend is a word often overrated, but in tonight's case, in the world of oval racing, he is a legend. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Rob Speak. It's going to get a little bit bright. Yeah, so we had a great afternoon. I'd also like to thank Rob for this afternoon. We all had a great afternoon, the micros and the Stoxkarts testing at Skeggy. It was once again brilliant. So all our drivers here tonight don't have much to show for the hard work this year, but it is appreciated by us all. A special mention to those of the drivers that did every meeting. In the juniors, we had Finn Robinson, Thomas Brighton, Aidan, Chester, Thomas Andrew and Brad Lawson. In the seniors, Alex and Chris Butcher, Liam Powell, Ian Hadcroft and Toppy. And that is a great effort for you to do every meeting. So a round of applause for them. So, the first track championship, let's crack on with these. Aldershot, both championships were sponsored by Team Johnson this year, thanks to Lee and Anna for that. Apart from the overtop, she's a promoter. Apart from the overtop officials and the £2 pitch yard, it was a great track for the karts. The on-track action is always great to watch, and the Junior British that was held there was a cracking race and went down to the last bend. So, the 2019 Aldershot Junior Track Championship is 355 Aidan Grindy. And in the seniors, taking the title from his brother, we have 265 Carl Nunn. That's it. game, he'll come up and take a picture. And if you want to come up, Carl, and we'll have one of you either side of Rob, and then we've got it. Okay, thanks very much. Right. So, Birmingham Wheels. The juniors were sponsored by Team 66, Chris Girdler, Pink, or whatever his name is this week. And the seniors by Cozy's Metal Art. Not many fixtures at Birmingham in 2019, but still plenty of entertainment. As you all know, Birmingham's on, Birmingham's off, Birmingham's on. It would appear that it's on at the minute, but it was great racing at Birmingham. In the juniors, retaining his title is 59 Conor Benstead. And in the seniors, again taking it off his brother, 265 Carl Nunn. Connor, you might as well pull back up here, it's pretty easier in a second. And Carl, you might as well stay on stage as well. Right, yeah, we'll have the pair of you back on. So, Cowden Beath, another great weekend up at the Race Wall for the Scottish Championship. The Junior Track Championship was sponsored by R&J Camper Solutions, cheers Norm. And in the seniors, it was long-time Stockcar fan Bees. As you can guess, the winners are, in the juniors, 59 Conor Benstead, and in the seniors, 265 Carl. By the time Carl's finished tonight, there'll be a trough already in the field. Right, so let's move on to Buxton. Both the Buxton Track Championships were sponsored by James Richardson Photography. It's always a pleasure to race at Buxton, and again it produced some great racing in both formulas. It also produced a few sore heads in the bar. So the winner in the juniors is number 2, Finn Robinson. I was sat near the front of car with you, Finn. You're going to be a busy boy tonight as well. And in the seniors we have the Danny Nunn. So on to Mildenhall. Again, the weather causes a few problems here, but not half as many problems as the lap scorer at the British. But that's that. The racing was top draw. Both formulas were sponsored by Deb's Delicious Cakes, and we actually got some cakes here for the winner. But what it is, Alex Butcher, you were actually second, and you're going to get the ones for the seniors. And then for the juniors, we have, here we go. So in the juniors, we've got 345 Thomas Andrews. Go on, Tommy. Don't eat before you get back to the table, Thomas. So, Alex Butcher, up here for you afterwards. There is a load of cakes because the senior track champion is Carl Nunn. So, on to Northampton. We were lucky with the weather, and the track certainly threw up a few issues, but we coped with it well. It was some excellent racing there. The seniors were sponsored by the Foot Trimmer, who is part of Team Teal, thank you very much, and the juniors were sponsored by our good friend Michael Dent. The junior winner taking the title in this one, and his home track, is 260 Chester Low. And in the seniors, your winner, and I don't believe he's here tonight, was 468 Brad Cooper. So we'll send him a round of applause. So, a new track for us last year was Hendersford, and despite my reservations, it was a great track for the cars. Good to watch, and from the feedback from the drivers, they loved it also. The juniors again were sponsored by Michael Dent, and in the seniors they were sponsored by Cozy's Metal Art. Your junior track champion for Hendersford is 59, Conor Benstead. And in the seniors, I'm not sure, I haven't seen him, but he might be here. Is he here to be the snail faultless? No, he's not here. Oh, Reese is going to pick it up on his behalf. But you're not having a picture taken, Reese, not in that suit. Go on, go on. Right, so after a few years away, we did make a return to Kings Lynn. Again, the weather proved an issue early on, and Heat 1 for the juniors, in all honesty, was a shambles, and a lot of that was down to me. Originally, we decided that we weren't going to pretend a junior track championship after the controversy, but I'd like to thank Team Grindy, who agreed that we should sponsor one. So the winner in the juniors is 816 Brad Lawson. And unbelievably, in the seniors, it was the man who ate shale, the Danny Nunn. So on to Stoke, which, as it turned out, ended up being the last season for us there, which will be a big loss for us, especially as we may not be able to run the team's race anymore with the lack of shale tracks that we've got, but we'll wait and see. The Senior Track Championship was once again sponsored by Team Fenny, and thanks Julie Peter, and in the the juniors, it was sponsored by Dave Teal at Teal Farm Maintenance, so thanks to you. So, the last ever junior track champion is 44, Thomas Brighton. And in the seniors, 21, Alex Butcher. Here you go, Alex. Don't eat them all. Share. Yeah, share. We all like them. Right, so we saved the best till last. I suppose I've got to say that, really, don't I? But once again, both classes were sponsored by Brian Watson, and he sponsored us at Skeggy for many years. Many people's highlight of the year is the Skeggy treble, and once again it didn't disappoint. The Friday night barbecue up at Cottage Farm, I think, ended about 4 o'clock, 4:30. So it was an absolute cracker. The on-track action again never failed, with close racing and a few decent crashes thrown in. In the seniors, it comes as no surprise, the juniors, we'll go for the juniors first. So in the juniors, I feel this is where this driver's season really took off, was the Skeggy treble. So your junior track champion is number 2, Finn Robinson. So in the seniors, as I say, it's no surprise really, because he's just unbeatable around there. It's number 1, the Danny Nunn. Right, so we'll crack on with some of the major awards now. So the first one is the Josh Rogers Memorial. Now, as many of you know, Josh was one of our young drivers who, unfortunately, his life was taken from him at a young age. And so we decided in his memory that the first feature final at the first meeting of the year would always be dedicated to him. And this year it was held at Mildenhall. It became quite clear after the heat that the odds-on favourite to win it was one person, and he proved it by taking the Josh Rogers Memorial Trophy. 21, Alex Butcher.
Yeah, so I took money out.
So, from the first meeting of the season, we end up going to the last meeting of the season, which is the I Factor. As you know, that's always the last feature of the season that we run at Birmingham. Hopefully we'll have it again this year. There were good races in both of them. With a lot, is that the junior or the senior we got there? Junior, right. So in the juniors, winning his last ever race in the juniors, and to top it off, it was actually his first ever win at Birmingham in 5 years. Number 2, Finn Robinson. So in the seniors, it was quite a surprise really. It was an excellent race, and we had, in my opinion, a surprise winner. Well deserved though, but after getting to grips with the tricky conditions, he came through from the 4th row to take the win, and it's number 8, Matthew Lloyd. Right, so the Grand National Championship, sponsored by Fly Signs, takes into account all the points scored in Grand Nationals for the seniors only. We didn't run many Grand Nationals this year, but it came down to the last few laps of the last meeting at Buxton. Mark Lawson, Joe Higgins and Kelvin Lynn were all in with a shout, and Kelvin managed to take the win, and therefore is your Fly Signs 2019 Grand National Champion. So we head up north of the border to the Scottish. So the junior Scottish was sponsored by Ainsworth Garage, and the seniors by Nigel. It's a crazy one, it's Nigel Kitchens. So he's a good lad, he's Nigel, and he sponsors the seniors. He has done for a while up there. This was the first ever visit for the juniors up to the race wall, and it was great racing over both the days. And there were a few sore heads on the Sunday morning, courtesy of Mr. Andrews. Wasn't there, Mr. Penny? Right. So in the juniors, in 3rd place, Finn Robinson. Come and stand up here, Finn, because we're going to have a top 3 photo of them all afterwards. In 2nd place was Aidan Grimney. And come here, Aidan, that's it. And your winner, 59, Connor Benstead. Let's have a picture all close together then. So, that's it. Okay, thanks Amy. Right, so, in the seniors, third place goes to number 1, the Danny Nunn. Yeah. In second place, and he was the previous winner the last time we were up there, 257, Calvin Lim. And your winner and the 2019 Scottish champion is 373 Mark Royal. Let's have a mugshot here, that's it. Right, so we shall continue. So the Shale Shifters, the 2019 Shale Shifter Series was sponsored by Billy Smith Garage Services. Cheers, Billy. An accumulation of all points scored on Shale throughout the year in both the juniors and the seniors. The juniors were also sponsored by Molino Pods, so thank you to the Grindy family. In the juniors, it was 44, Thomas Brighton. In the seniors, your senior Shale Shifter, carrying on from where he left off in the juniors and beating his arch rival again, it is 21, Alex Butcher. What's what? Right, Alex, come here now and have words. You've been up a couple of times. I know you're not one that'll want to talk really, but an excellent start to your senior career.
Yeah, it's been quite good. Good start off white, so made it a bit easier than starting off the back. So.
I think if you look on there, your dad's name will be on there a few times, so nice to be on the same trophy as your dad.
Yeah, it's better to beat him than...
Alright Alex, thank you very much. Well done, Alex Butcher. So, the tarmac, the asphalt ace champion in both series will not come as much of a surprise really, as the winners both had outstanding seasons. In the juniors, and after 5 years of trying, he gets his name on a trophy. Your 2019 junior asphalt ace is Finn Robinson. And in the seniors, this will come as no surprise, I think this is the 5th time he's won it. It's number 1, the Danny Nunn. Go on, Danny, I'll have a quick word with you as well. Go on. So, not quite as prolific as with the race wins this year as last year, but still a good year.
Yeah, good year, taking it easy. I've been helping Carl actually set his up, so...
Yeah, I can believe that. So, I think 5 years I think you've won this now. Are you going to take a bit of a back seat next year and let somebody else have it?
Might do. It's got to go downhill soon, isn't it?
Okay, Danny Nunn. So, we move on to the Grand Prix Series, which in the juniors was once again sponsored by 10 Tools. Colin North put these prizes up for us, and 10 Tools have honoured these. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So, as I say, 10 Tools have been a brilliant sponsor for us, and they've helped us an awful lot. So, in third place and receiving a superb set of 10 tools, Alan Keys, is 816 Brad Lawson. In second place, and he's not here this evening, so we'll put him to one side, but it was 369 Jack Atkinson. And your winner and receiving a 10-tool socket set and the right to carry the checkered front wing next year is your 2019 10 Tools Grand Prix Junior Champion, 319 Oliver Wadsworth. He's already got it, oh, here he is. Didn't see you, mate. We're blinding me and Rob. Come on then, let's embarrass you. Let's have a quick go. So, not bad winning a major title in your first season.
No, it's quite good. I should get used to it though.
So, are you running from red next year now, aren't you? Upgraded with the checkered front wing?
Yeah, not going to be good.
Okay, well done. You're Oliver. So in the seniors, the Grand Prix was sponsored by Ainsworth's Garage. Richard Ainsworth, ex-Formula 1 racer that I raced with many years ago. The actual winner of this gets rather a unique trophy because it's an actual melted down BAR Formula 1 Grand Prix car. So in third place, thanks to an excellent Birmingham meeting, was number 8 Matthew Lloyd. That's a good stop here, Matthew. We'll have the top 3 in this one. In second place, doing a great job, saying as he was only scoring single points on the handicap system, is 265 Carl Munn. So, your winner receiving the trophy, the right to carry the checkered wing, let's be honest, he was the runaway leader from day one, is 610 Stephen Roberts. Right, well, a mug shot of all 3 of them, please, Amy. Oh, Rob, whatever. Oh, Stephen, don't think you're getting away that easy. Right, so again, same as in the juniors, your first season in Stoxkarts and you end up winning a major title. Have you enjoyed the year?
Yeah, massively, yeah. Just getting I started so late in the season, to be fair. It's that much fun.
Was it your first or second meeting that you did the barrel roll?
Second, but first weekend, so.
Yeah, it was a good one, that. Anyway, Stephen, congratulations. So, the New Zealand Teams Champs was another great event this year, sponsored by Team 746. I know all the drivers that do it really love it, and a big thank you to all the sponsors that made this one possible, and to all the drivers that take part putting the karts on the line. £1,000 in prize money for the winners was an absolute top effort from the sponsors. So, thank you very much for that again. Unfortunately, with the lack of shale tracks, it looks like this may be the last one, so we could be the defending champions. Again, it was all in the right spirit, with lots of banter, some decent on-track action, and this year we had the extra challenge of the young guns. They thought they were the business, but they just couldn't quite live up to it, could they? But they did a good job. The other teams were the Fen Warriors, the Barmy Army and the Misfits. A great event that showed it's not all about burying people and there's a bit of skill involved as well. The final was a repeat of last year's between the Barmy Army and the Fen Warriors. And again, taking home the Cozy Metal Art Trophy, and the Barmy is the Barmy Army. I'll get Joe Higgins to come and play this on our behalf, please. Seems it's the only thing he's going to win this year. In fact, I'll tell you what, no, come on Billy, come on Paul, we'll have our mug shot done as well. Why not? It's going to be the last one. Come on Billy. Run, fat lad. I know, I'm going to get in the middle of a picture with Rob to each side. And you couldn't beat us.
We try.
Okay, well done guys, thank you. So we move on to the driving season. This is the one that I personally decide, and it's not always about the winner. Cases that come to mind are Brad Cooper in his first meeting as a senior, and also his heat drive at the Tuesday night Skeggy. Danny Nunn's drive from almost the back of the grid in the gold top to get third. Conor Benstead getting second in the junior gold on Shale. Tim Faultless around Hennesford. There were also the races that do get won. Mark Lawson at Skeggy is one I could mention, a brilliant weekend, and there are a lot more. But three that really stood out for me for various reasons this year are Alex Butcher for his drive at Hennesford on tarmac from blue, where I thought, yeah, he's done all right from yellow and white, you know, let's see what he can do from blue. Well, he certainly showed me up. An awesome drive was that Alex. So, Carl Lund's driving the gold top, with the turmoil off the track at home, only deciding to race on the morning of the meeting, losing his chain, but fortunately there was a red flag and he was allowed to join. Then leading it, those last 5 laps were an absolute nightmare, thinking of the last words his dad said to him. But the winner for me, and I think you all know who it's going to be, well, he's told everybody, hasn't he? More than once. After 8 years of trying, he got his first win. And then, for me, he had the drive of the season after that. His first ever feature win at Buxton, 35, Graham Wheat. It's the camera. Come on, we know you're not used to receiving awards, but come over here and have a quick word. So, Graham, 8 years of trying, and at last you won something that isn't a wooden spoon.
Yeah, well, I keep getting it rubbed into me every week about the key whistler, but Stoxkarts is fantastic and I love every minute of it, and Buxton was just fantastic, and thanks everybody for supporting me, and apparently I got the biggest cheer ever. And 1 or 2 comments of who's driving Wheaty's car, so yeah, thanks very much, I really appreciate it.
Well, driving the season, Graham Wheat. So we move on to one that you folks voted for, which is the unluckiest driver, or as it's better known, the wooden spoon. A lot of drivers get votes in this one, and it's a real mixed bag. Brad Cooper, Kelvin Lynn, last year's winner Mark Lawson, and Reese Lawson, Alistair Needham, Amy Abercroft, Spencer and Robbo. And Wheaty, you only got 1 vote this year, you must be getting better. In the end, it was between 3 drivers, 357 Ben Lim, 27 Chris Butcher, but winning by 3 votes, 444 Kirsty Morris. And don't worry, because if you look on there, usually the year after they win it, they have a cracking year. I think Joe won the gold the year after he won it. Well done, Kirsty. Go on, we'll have a quick word with you then, Kirsty. So, a tough year for you last year, yeah?
Yeah, very tough. If it wasn't the yellow flags at Buxton, I wouldn't be up here, would I be?
No, quite true. I have to make that call. So, I saw you were testing again today, so all ready?
I think So a couple of changes and hopefully a year to shine.
Good. Well done. It's not the one everybody wants to win, but it's one to win, Kirsty. Well done. Kirsty Morris. So the entertainer of the year, which should be a plaque and a trophy for that, Paul. Quite a few picking up votes for this one. Lloydie. I don't know if I should say this, really, but Ben Lim, and I think that's to do with when his dad wasn't there at the bar at Buxton. Brad Cooper, Duddy, and even Kelvin. Russell Andrews even gets a vote for his exploits in the bar. In fourth place was last year's winner, Carl Lunn. Joint second was Wheaty and Joe Higgins, but winning by 10 votes, and he's old enough to drink this year as well. 304, Nathan Topliff. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Show everybody your pocket. Look at it. Look, I know not your trophy. What have you got in your pocket? Look at this, eh? Dapper. Eh? He's 18 going on 55. So, enjoy yourself again last year, Toppy?
Yeah, look, it was alright, weren't it, really?
Oh dear. Right, so next year, you're racing a Formula 2, aren't you?
I like to think so, I don't know.
Well, you've got a Formula 2, and you're planning to race Shale. And what you're going to do is you're going to do the qualifier at Bellevue, and I believe that gentleman next to you is going to be there. Now you're starting behind him, right, because you're a novice. So what you do, mate, right, don't tell him, but as you go down that straight first time, just leave it all on, alright? Just, I'll tell you what, there'll be people out there like Moody and that, they'll buy you drinks for the rest of your life.
Well, I'm planning on burying Moody at the same time as...
Well done, Nathan Topliff, entertainer of the year. Right, so the best newcomer, senior newcomer, Joe, Paul, sorry. I'm not sure, best presented. You're right, yeah. Best presented. It's alright, Toppy's just totally thrown. There were some cracking looking carts this year, so plenty to choose from. But actually only a few got votes. In the junior drivers, Freddie Holden with his stunning cart, Paul Kay, Aidan Grindy and Lydia Hemingway all had fantastic carts and all got good votes. In the seniors, 6 drivers got votes: Kirsty Morris, Danny Nunn, Liam Powell and Stephen Roberts. But the majority was split between 2 drivers. Number 8 Matthew Lloyd and previous 2 times winner Joe Higgins. In the end, it was 4 votes that decided it. And it goes to the now 3 times winner, Joe Higgins. That's all he could win because his driving were rubbish. Well done, son. So now we're going on to best newcomer in the seniors. It's one of them, Paul. It's at the back there, isn't it? One of them. 3 there. Right, so, best newcomer award. 373, 791, 15 and 73 picked up a couple of votes. It was good to see some new drivers coming in again and doing quite well. So in 3rd place we had Stephen Roberts. In 2nd we had Brad Cooper. And the winner with 16 votes over his nearest rival was 21 Alex Butcher. Right, so now we shall So now we shall move on to the best junior newcomer. There's almost too many to mention. You know, a lot of brilliant juniors came in this year. Freddie, young Mason, I can't mention you all. Lydia doing brilliant for the girls, taking it to the boys. So you all did absolutely brilliant, and proud of every single one of you juniors. Now, yeah, you deserve a round of applause, everybody of you. You're absolutely fantastic. So, I get to decide on this one. It's not one that goes to a vote. I actually make the decision. And the driver I've picked, he's never driven anything else before. So unfortunately, as I said, that's not you, Lydia, I'm afraid. But you did cracking. He's never driven anything before. And I watched him this year. He struggled like heck on tarmac, but he stuck at it. But on the shale, he was just quality to watch. He reminded me of his dad in the old days. And it's 413 Tom Bennett. Oh, we're going to have to rush now, I've run out of beer. Right, so we move on to the British Championship. So we're going to do the seniors first for this one, Paul, if that's all right. So the Senior British Championship, as always, for the 10th year consecutive, was sponsored by Sky Direct, and it was held at Milden Hall. The highest point scorer was Brad Cooper, who won the toss and started on pole, which wasn't a bad way to start his first ever senior meeting, sitting on the front row of a championship. It was a hectic race, not helped by the lack of transponders, etc., but we won't go into that. It's political, and after Jason last week, we're not doing political, are we, Rob? No. So, in third place, it was defending champion number 1, Danny Nunn. Come stop here, Danny, just for a picture of you all. In second place, and he actually gets to keep it this year, is number 4, Andrew Duddy. Is that third? It's alright, we're just getting a bit mixed up. They've all got British flags on them. They're juniors. It's that one there. Yeah, that's it, Sky Direct. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Right, so that's third and second. So, this, believe it or not, was actually this driver's first proper championship. And it was 265 Carl Nunn. If you mix up your trophies, you can sort them out after. Right, have a picture of all of you, and then we'll have a quick word with you, Carlos. Right, you've been doing it a few years. What took you so long?
Well, I think they're retiring, I'm not allowed. Charlie's telling I'm not allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, obviously you've had a cracking year this year, Carl. The British was the first major trophy you've won, and for a good year, yeah?
Phenomenal year, really. Don't really know what happened, really. Just sort of all fell into place. Didn't really try any different, not really, but you know, that's how it goes, I suppose.
Well, brilliant. So anyway, there you are, Carl Nunn, your British champion. So, in the juniors, we were sort of like a mix of trophies there, Paul. So in the juniors, this was sponsored by Nick Taylor at TD Motorsport, and this was held at Aldershot. Joe Sheldon was the highest point scorer, but lost the toss, which means the grid got reversed and he ended up on the back row. So it turned out to be a cracking race as it happens. 44 Thomas Brighton was mid-pack, and it didn't take him long to hit the front. But he was passed by Finn Robinson, number 2, and Connor, number 59, after the yellers. As the lap boards came out, leader Connor was bought by a back marker, which allowed 169 Chloe, number 2 Finn, and Aidan and Thomas all the closing. A big last bender, so in third place, Finn Robinson. My wallet's empty. Do I get that filled? Well done, Finn. If you stand to the side, please, mate. So, in second place, 59, Connor Benstead. Cheers, Connor. So, your eventual winner, and a little bit of luck, but you take them as they come, is 44, Thomas Bright. Have a picture of you, that's it. You sorted, right, Thomas? Right, I've known this young man all his life, right? And he used to be, he never said boo to a goose. He'd come down the workshop every weekend, or every week, whatever. Never said a word to anybody. Now you can't bloody shut him up. Anyway, Thomas, a bit lucky in the end, but a great first win for you.
Yeah, that's alright.
God, this is going to be hard work, isn't it? Anyway, a good year. You prefer the shale, do you, or the tarmac?
Fair shale, it's a lot better.
And yet you've won your only title on the tarmac. Well done, Thomas. Go on. Senior national points, Paul. Senior national points. Yeah, right. So, the 2019 Andrews of, is it Tidswell or Tidswell, whatever, Tidswell National Points Championship was not decided until the final meeting. It had been a good campaign and a great battle between Danny, Carl, Kelvin and Alex. Alex took the early lead, and it was a big lead at the start of the season, but it didn't take Danny long to get into his stride. As the season progressed, it was Carl that looked the strongest contender, and it looked like he might be taking it. But he's always said he races for the fun. So when the trip to Holland was planned for the Bangers, the clash with Buxton, it was an easy choice. He weren't going to Buxton. So Carl sodded off to Holland. Towards the end of the season, a bit of a dark horse appeared in the form of Kelvin Lim. But again, Kelvin is one that races for the fun. He's not interested in titles per se, so he decided to miss a few meetings. So it all actually came down to the very last weekend of the season. The Buxton the week before was fantastic with Danny, Kelvin and Carl, probably some of the closest racing I've seen in the cards. It was absolutely brilliant, clean, hard, plenty of hits, and it was brilliant. But it all came down to the very last meeting at Birmingham. After the heat, Danny failed to score, so it was possible for Carl to beat him. As it turned out, even though it was Danny's worst tarmac meeting of the season, he managed to actually take the title with 14 points. But in third place, with a Stoxkarts voucher for £50, is 257 Kelvin Lim. All right. Okay, so in second place and a voucher for £100 is Carl Nunn. Right, so we've got them two. So, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've got to say the winner and the voucher for £200, and your defending champion is number 1, the Danny Nunn. Well done, Danny.
Yeah, okay.
Hang on, you have your picture. Don't you want your money? Wrong. It's heavy. It's too heavy. Right, Gina, I'll let him go. He said some already. He's had a word. Right, so the Junior National Points, the Young Guns Championship as we call it, which this year was sponsored by Kelvin Lynn's company Concept Smokescreen. In the juniors it was even closer over the last few meetings. Connor was hanging on in 3rd, but at the top it was changing week in and week out between Thomas and Finn. After a great clean fight, it came down to the last meeting, and Finn really did step up his game on what could be considered his worst track, taking the I Factor final and securing the Young Guns title. But in 3rd place we have 59, Connor Benstead. Over here, Connor. In 2nd place, after a great battle all season, Thomas Brighton. Okay, Thomas. So, your eventual winner after a cracking season is number 2, Finn Robinson. Right, can't do it. Right, well, I'll word with Finn. Come on then, Finn. Whoa. Right, so Finn, a brilliant last season you had in the juniors.
Yeah, it was really good. A bit rough to start with, but we managed to find our game midway through the season, which really shows, I think.
Yeah, I must admit, you know, I dropped you a little comment after watching an online video of you. Towards the back end of the season, though, I felt after the Skeggy treble, you know, that was your meeting. That's really kick-started your season, yeah.
It really set me off on a, I don't know how you'd word it. It really helped me get ready for the end of the season, where it all came down to the last meeting with Birmingham. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say.
That brilliant season, ladies and gentlemen, your junior Young Guns champion, Finn Robinson. So, we're on to the Junior Gold that was sponsored by Paulie and H2O Speed Shop, and that was held at Stoke. The opening laps were certainly hectic and a few scary moments in the mid-pack. And obviously with Mr. Reese breathing down the neck, we had to go, I can't say that, we had to crack on. So, it only took a few laps before Finn hit the front and put in a near perfect drive, to be fair. But in 3rd place we have 44, Thomas Brighton. Right, in 2nd place, with probably the drive of his life really, because we all know he hates shale, but it was 59, Connor Benstead. And ladies and gentlemen, your gold top champion is Finn Robinson. Not much longer, Rob. I'm running out of trophies. Rightio, I'll let you go this time, Finn. Right, so senior gold top. So the 2019 10 Tool sponsored gold top meeting was held at Buxton. As is the norm, we had a complete restart, as you no surprise to most, which was fortunate for a few, especially Carl, as he was one that had lost his chain. After a few more cautions, the race came down to two people. It was Kelvin and Carl, both swapping the lead several times. But a slight mistake by Kelvin let Carl get the gap that he needed. So in third place, with an amazing drive after being taken out at the start, coming all the way from the back, is number one, the Danny Nunn. And he receives a £50 10 Tools voucher. In second, again, Kelvin. Second again, claiming £100 10 Tools voucher is Kelvin Lim. Right, ladies and gentlemen, lift that up onto the table. Yeah. So, what can we say really? The winner, and really well deserved as it happens, and getting the personalised 10 Tools toolbox is 265 Carl Nunn. That's it. We'll have a quick word, Carl, again, please, if we can. Oh. Yeah. I'll have a quick word. If you leave that one there, I'll carry it away. We know it was an emotional day. Obviously, unbelievable the fact that you weren't going to end up racing at the very last minute you did, but something special, but you achieved what you aimed for.
Yeah, it was a really, really tough day. Saturday afternoon we spent hours talking about it, what to do, but we decided to do what Dad wanted us to do. To be honest, I didn't really fancy the chance. I mainly went for Danny because he got the best chance. It just sort of come together, but to be honest, I was a bit gutted when Kelvin went out because it left me too much time to think about things, and that last three laps was, especially the last lap, was an absolute bloody nightmare to be honest. But we got through it. But yeah, please do it for him.
Well, that was brilliant. At the end of the day, it's what he wanted you to do, and you did it. Congratulations, Carl Nunn. Right, so we move on to the drivers. The driver. This one is award that doesn't carry a roof or any grade position, but it's the one that in our opinion is one of the best awards that you can receive because it's voted for by the people you race with week in and week out. 3 drivers received a couple of votes, Alex, Wheaty and Danny, but it was pretty much a 2-horse race, and the 2 runners in that race were Kelvin and Carl. In the end, it was actually quite a majority vote, winning by 15 votes. Your 2019 Driver of the Year is 265 Carl Nunn. Right, you can go, Carl. We're nearly at the end, guys. Nearly at the end, folks. So, we now move on to the Sticks Havercroft Award. The Sticks Havercroft Award is the Good Sportsman Award in the honour of old man Mick, who used to be one of my mechanics and obviously helped us all out with Stoxkarts. He would help anybody out with me. We don't present this every year, but for the second year in succession we decided we are going to award it. Stoxkarts is not all about the racing as far as we're concerned, and we couldn't do it without all the helpers at the track and those behind the scenes. The family aspect of this sport is something we strive to keep going, and that was part of the reason that Charlotte won it last year. Tonight's winner is someone who's been involved with the formula from when Paul and I took over. Not only have they raced, they've helped many other drivers, always in the pits there to give advice. They've helped at meetings, mending other people's carts, putting other carts before themselves, and behind the scenes doing many shows, test days and other PR work. They're also someone who old man Mick used to help out in the early days, and I know this award would make the old man very pleased. I also think the winner will be very proud to have won it. Your winner of the Sticks Havercraft Good Sportsman Award is 229 Joe Higgins. Quick word, Joe. Obviously, I think you'd be pretty chuffed about, won't you?
Yeah, well, when I started, I didn't really know Mike and his dad, but all I got told was, oh, we used to help you, and then when we first started, it was like, how you'd imagine, that they were always there for everyone, and if anyone deserves it every other year, it's Mike himself, because his dad's obviously, you can see where Michael gets it from, because him and his dad are just the same person, same with Amy. They're here every year, every meeting, relentlessly. They always put everything in. So.
Yeah, but you've retired this year. That's partly why you won it. If I give it to Mick, it means he's retiring. I can't do without him.
Well, I needed to win something this year.
Yeah, well done, Joe. Well done, mate. Right, we've got a couple of other little bits and bobs, but firstly, as a way of saying thank you to Rob, giving up his time to come here and hand out all these trophies, I would like Carl Nunn to please come up and present Rob with a small thank you from all of us at Stoxkarts. Ladies and gentlemen, your guest of honour, Mr. Rob Speak. You can sit down, Kat, but Rob, just put the frame on there, and then if you go stand round the front, you've got one last duty to perform. Right, can we have all the juniors, please, that have raced in 2019? Can you please form an orderly queue? Every junior that's here, please, Rob's going to give you all a little award. So can we have every one of you lined up, please? Just start giving them away. Okay, we've got Leo Royal. That's it, all walk straight in front of camera. Young Mr. Smith. Mr. Johnson. Yeah, 2 seconds. if you're on there, Mr. Sheldon. I might have missed you off. Right, I think we've got all the juniors there, so as I say, Rob can now actually go and have a quick sit down. Thank you very much, Rob. Cheers, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, what speak. Jason's going to have a word in a minute, looks like he's itching, but I don't know if Rob might want to go before Jason gets the mic, because I was warned, don't give him a microphone. Right, just a few things. Julie's going around selling raffle tickets, which is for a race receiver. A brand new race receiver with earphones. I haven't got it with me because I sold it today at the track. But we will have one for you for the start of the season. Okay? So when Julie comes round and harasses you, then you know what's what. Right, as I say every year, these are your children, not mine. I didn't like my own kids and I certainly don't like yours. So you are responsible for your children, right? We will be clearing, what we're going to do in a minute, we're going to move these away and then the food's going to start. And if you want pictures taken in front of the backdrop or anything, come up and have them done, because within an hour, as soon as the food's done, I'm going to be clearing that away, because I don't want to be doing it at 2 o'clock in the morning and I've had too much to drink. Just a quick one, trophies still to pick up. The senior British, there's a shield there for you, Carl, forgot to issue you it. The junior British, Thomas, there's a shield there for you, we forgot to give you it. Joe, best presented cart, we didn't give you that. And entertainer of the year, Toppy, that's for you as well. So I'll quickly give you up to Jason and then we'll be starting.
Right, I've got to be really careful what I say here, because normally I'll get myself in trouble. Especially since there's some voters in the room. Basically, you all know, obviously, Ian does a lot of work behind the scenes, and he also helps us as the micros, as a formula. And I just want to say, from the micro family, we are so grateful to all your Stoxkart family for allowing all the micro drivers to come in, and you've been absolutely fantastic. And by the end of the year, we should have 11 micro kids racing with your Stoxkart juniors. So I just want to say a big thank you for the micro people to allowing us to join your Stoxkarts family, because it really works. But a lot of this is done behind the scenes, and me and Ian, as much as he doesn't want to and our wives doesn't want to, we speak a lot on the phone, and we spend 2 or 3 hours a day sometimes talking on the phone, discussing, I won't mention it, fixtures, and other lots of things going on, all with promotional matters and things like that. But I just want to say, you lot, I know Ian is doing this as a business and he earns a little bit of money, but if you worked out how many hours gets involved in doing this, he's on about £1 an hour. So really, I think everybody in this room, including, you need to give Christina, who puts up with Ian doing all the hours, you all need to give Big Ian a big round of applause, because without this, all you lot wouldn't be here. And on behalf of the micro family, I just want to give Ian a bottle of Jägermeister. No doubt that'll probably last about an hour. So on behalf of my group, I'd like to say thank you, Ian, for all the work you do. On a completely different note, obviously there's lots of tracks being closed. No, you're safe. You're safe. You're safe. I'm not going to say nothing because I'm not allowed to have fun at none of these dudes because I get told off for it. As you know, there's lots of tracks shutting down and there's lots of different things going on within the ORCI and all the tracks are closing, things like that. All I ask everybody in this room, we are absolutely massive stock car people. Instead of one day going to the pictures or to the bar, go to your local track and support them because we need as many spectators and people going there. The years have gone where promoters have been greedy and taking the money, it's hard work for them. So basically, instead of going out for a night out, let's go and watch a domestic meeting at your local track to keep this formula, and then we will be here for another 10, 20 years time. If not, it will not happen.
RC tracks only, please.
But on the end of that, I would like to say thank you very much and good night.
Cheers, Jason. Right, just before you go, Jason, just pick any of them out of there. This is the tickets for the prize, which is a bit of booze, etc. Pull that one out. I've got a little book here, so it's 1, 2, 1. Where have I put the book? Oh, it's in there somewhere. Hang on. 1, 2, 1. This is for the free booze that's at the front here. Say 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1 is Mr. Robinson. So Steve, there's a bit of booze here for you, mate. Yeah. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start having a few drinks, and then the buffet will be on in a minute. We'll announce it, and then we've got the DJ on. If one or two of you have a couple of requests later on, I'm sure she will sort it out for you. Enjoy your night, and thank you very much.